everyone, and welcome to a new video here in our YouTube channel. Once again, the regular season is officially over in the European League of Football, but we still have some fantastic players to talk to. Today, we have an awesome guest with us. We have the best wide receiver in the entire league, the one who has led the league in receiving yards, Mr. Jean Constant. How are you? And thank you very much for being with us.
I'm good, man. How are you doing? Thanks for having me on. It's an honor.
It's a pleasure to have you with us, and yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you. So whenever you're ready, we can start with this interview. You played for the Bryant University Bulldogs in college, where aside from being a productive wide receiver, you earned multiple awards as a return specialist. So two questions here for you. What stands out the most to you, or what is the most valuable thing for you from your time in college? And how much do you like being a return specialist aside from being a wide receiver?
What turned out the most for me in college? Just the experience of meeting new people, learning, making new friends, and being able to play FCS football. D1 football was a great goal of mine coming out of high school, and being able to do that at Bryant University was, a dream come true. So that was great for me to do that. And what was the second half of the question?
How much do you like being a return specialist aside from being a wide receiver?
Oh, it's awesome. That's one of the things I love doing. My favorite football player is Devin Hester. So I always grew up watching him. He's making electric plays, and part of the special teams game. Just field position. So whatever you could do to get whatever more you could do on special teams, it just adds another level to your game. So I've always taken pride in, like, let me return the ball. Obviously I have some speed on me, so that helped. But yeah, special teams is awesome. It's electrifying. It changes the game, and that's part of the reason why I'm back there. I like to change games. I like to make plays. So
Bears fan, probably.
What was that?
Bears fan, probably, or not?
No. This Devin Hester is my favorite NFL player of all time, but I am a Steelers fan. Pittsburgh Steelers.
Awesome. Okay, so moving on, how did the opportunity to play for the Dragons present itself, and why did you decide to go to play overseas?
So during COVID, 2020, March 2020 happened. That's when I was coming out, training for the NFL on pro days and stuff. But with COVID shutting down everything that year, a lot of people, guys coming from the lower level schools got, a little screwed over because no rookie mini camps, no OTAs, things like that where you can prove yourself. So they just took the top guys, and I just started working for an insurance company, still working out, trying to figure out what I want to do. But I knew I always want to get back on the field. And one of my teammates, when I was a sophomore, he was at Bryant. He was a senior. He played linebacker. He plays for overseas. He's been playing overseas ever since he graduated from Bryant. He plays for GFL2, some team in the GFL2. And we're in contact. He always flirted with the idea of me coming overseas and playing for his team. So I was like, hey, listen. He was like, hey, listen, if nothing happens with the NFL, CFL, or whatever, you can always come over here, build some film and get back on track. So I created a Euro Players account, and back in February of last year. And, a few months later, Bart hit me up, and back then there were the Gladiators, Barcelona Gladiators. I was like, what the heck are the Gladiators? And then when I searched it up, I was like, oh, cool, they're playing in Spain. I would love to play in Spain. And then he ended up switching to Barcelona Dragons, and me and Coach Rita got in contact, and he told me he would love for me to come play. He's coached a lot of special returners, and he saw my film, and the rest was history.
That's awesome. So, well, let's talk a little about the Dragons. You finished third in your division with a 3-7 record. What are your thoughts on the team's first season in this newly formed ELF, and what would you say is the main strength of the team for you to build on looking forward?
Um, you know, we had some bumps in the road, and we're a fairly new team compared to these other teams like the German teams, the Frankfurt Galaxies. They've all, the Hamburgs. They all played together before in the GFL or some other form or fashion. We started everything from scratch, and I'll never make any excuses. Football's football. It consists of wins and losses, but for what we were able to do with the limited resources, we had American coaches come in. Everyone was new, people coming from different teams, OSIS, Red Flash, drags, things like that. And little amount of time to mesh and put things together. But we were able to string a couple wins and put ourselves in a position to possibly make a playoff run. And I was very proud of the team for that. I'd say the strength of our team would be, our basically our play calling, our offensive line, giving Zach a little time. Our receiver group, we have a great receiver group, the running backs, and anchored by our defense. Our defense always gives us a chance. So I would say the strength, if I had to pick, the strength is our defense. Our defense always gives us an opportunity. Whenever we play big teams, they show up. Keep the game low scoring, and sometimes offensively we can't find a way to execute when they get stops, but those guys are always ready to fight, backed up by Nico Lester, one of our captains, Shark, one of our defensive lineman captains, the Brunani brothers, guys like Lau. We have very experienced guys on our team back then, so hopefully they can bring some of these guys back next year.
Fantastic. So tell me, you led the league in receiving yards, and if I'm not mistaken, were tied for third in receiving touchdowns. What are your thoughts on your season individually, and did it maybe exceed your expectations?
Yes, I'm not gonna lie to you. I did write. Personally, I'm a team guy. I always like to win, but individually, you like to set goals and accolades for yourself. Who doesn't? Everyone does. So coming in, I wanted to reach a goal of 1,000 yards. It's actually the first time I've ever went over 1,000 yards. I was close at Bryant one year, but I could never crack to 1,000 yards. So it was a surreal moment for me to finally go over 1,000. Teared up a little bit. Called my brother. My brother is my biggest fan and my biggest critic. So I called him. And we talked about it, and just being able to go over 1,000 was awesome. But I couldn't have done it myself without Zach throwing me the ball, giving me a chance. Our offensive line protecting. My other receivers on the field, Remy, Mario, Lil Jordy, doing the dirty work, giving me an opportunity to get open. And our play calling, our coaches putting me in the proper position for me to excel. So. It was a team effort, but it was a great one for me. I was very proud of myself and what I was able to accomplish this year.
Well, Zach finished second in the league in passing yards. You just talked a little about him, and you formed a dynamic duo right from the start. What can you tell us about him, and why would you say you were able to click so early and be so dominant throughout the season?
Yeah, I mean, it started during training camp. We kind of looked at our surroundings and saw what we had, and we just looked at each other and was like, we're gonna have to, as the American guys on the team, we're gonna have to uplift this team. And me and Zach live together. He's my roommate, so the connection just built there. Us talking football every day, trying to understand each other, try to understand where I want the ball, what he likes to throw, what routes he wants, timing, and just staying after practice, working on our rhythm, working on our timing, was a key factor in us having the year that we had together.
Awesome. So you finished the season with 74 catches and 8 touchdowns. What was your favorite play of the season?
The favorite play of the season was definitely the return that I wanted so bad all year, and finally getting it the last game of the season against Frankfurt. It was awesome. We've been close plenty of times, either punt return or kickoff return. Either something, one missed block, something happened, misread on my part. I fall short. But being able to get that kickoff return against Frankfurt was awesome, and something that I cherish. You saw after, I don't know if you saw it, but after I scored, just stood in the middle of the end zone, celebrated with all my teammates, because it's not ever just about me running the ball, because there's 10 guys in front of me risking their lives, taking head-on blocks. Guys are running full speed at them, and they're blocking, engaging, blocking, so I can find a little avenue or crease to score. So when I scored, I turned around and just hugged all my teammates to let them know that I appreciated them all year, for fighting with me on special teams.
So after such a fantastic season, would you say you're the best wide receiver in the league?
I mean, I'm a very humble guy, but I honestly, I think I am. I think I proved that this year. But it's never about that. There's a lot of great players in this league. Uh, I don't know the names. Call them by number 11 from Frankfurt. Number 7 from Berlin. A lot of great guys. Pounds, number 1 from Cologne. A lot of great guys in our league. But just having the opportunity to play in this league and competing against those guys was awesome. And each of them are talented and in their own right. But numbers speak for themselves, right? So.
Of course. So tell me, having lived in Barcelona for all these months and having traveled to so many countries in Europe, what can you tell us about life over there? And what would you say is the main difference between life there and in the US?
Oh, it's amazing, man. So I live in South Florida, like 45 minutes north of Miami, in Derry Beach, Florida. So the weather here is very similar to the weather down south. So that was very cool. Going from Florida to Barcelona, great weather. Nice and hot. I like being in the heat. So that was awesome. But my experience in Europe was awesome. I've met a lot of great people. Learned a little bit of Spanish. I wish I could have learned more. When I go back home, I probably take some Spanish classes, especially if I'm coming back next year. And what was the question? Europe in general. The food was great. The food was great. Being able to travel to Germany during the bye week, me, Zach, Remy, and one of our offensive linemen, JJ. We went to Mallorca. And those were things I've never really done before. I traveled around the States, but I'd never been to an island and just like be there, and the water's so freaking clear, man. And it was great. But home is home. But I really enjoyed myself here.
What's your favorite part and least favorite part about Barcelona? It can be food, a specific spot in the city, anything.
Uh, I don't. A lot of people don't know this. My least, I would say my least favorite part would be that because we play Rails. We're in like Salou, so we're like an hour out from actually being in Barcelona. I know the scheme of things. Financially, we want to move to Barcelona. Probably the next 3 years, which is fine. But like just being so far away from Barcelona, have to take in a train when you want to go into the city and be a tourist and visit. So I would say that would be my least favorite problem, which isn't a big deal. Taking the train to Barcelona, it's not a big deal. But my favorite part is just the food, the beaches, um, the food, the beach, and just my friends, just learning a little Spanish. The Spanish music, I've really fell in love with the Spanish music since I've been out here. Take that back to the States with me. My boys gonna be like, "What are you paying?" I was like, "This is the best song in all of Europe." Yeah, some Bad Bunny. I'm gonna play some Bad Bunny when I get back from the boys.
That's fantastic. So tell me, what are your hopes for next season? And are you planning on returning to the US in a couple of years and maybe playing the NFL?
Yeah, that's I would be lying to you if I say I wouldn't want to go back. I wouldn't want a shot at the NFL. Every kid's dream is to play, NFL. That's the top level. So, taking it when I go back to the US, rest up my body a little bit, then start training. Stay in cardio shape, see what happens. But yeah, I would love to play in the NFL. I got some film. We'll see what happens. God's plan. I'll keep praying, keep working hard, and keep creating an opportunity for myself to play this game that I love and see where it takes me.
Well, Jean, this has been truly awesome. Thank you very much for being with us. For anyone who has been hearing up to this point, don't forget to go follow us on our social networks at Endzoners on Twitter, Endzoners.ok on Facebook and IG. And Jean, please remind everyone of your social networks.
Oh yeah, Instagram Gene Constant 2. I'm on Instagram at Gene Constant 2 and Twitter Gene Constant _2. You can follow me, follow back, DM me, chat. I'm very very open to meet fans, or if you have any questions in general. I'm here. I'm here to help.
Fantastic. Then, so for everyone who has been listening up to this point, thank you very much, Jean. It's truly been an honor to be with you, and thank you so much. Enjoy now your well-deserved holidays, and best of luck.
Thank you, man. You too. Thank you for having me on. It was great. I'm looking forward to see how the interview turned out.
Go Dragons! Feel the fire.
Feel the fire. Go Dragons.